Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another edition of Top 5 Best PC Game Deals of the Week. The Steam Winter Sale has come and gone, but as always in the PC gaming realm, there are a lot of good deals to pick up. And if you missed out on a lot of deals, well, a lot of these are repeat deals from the Winter Sale, but they're great deals nonetheless. A lot of these come over from GOG, which is DRM free. You do not get a Steam key, but it is a very nice service. They are running a New Year's resolution sale, and there's a lot of good deals on that. I do want to mention, this isn't a part of the official 5, but The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year edition, 60% off for $20. That includes Witcher 3, all the DLC, $20. All you guys know about Witcher 3, I just uploaded a video talking about it a little more, but I wanted to give that a mention as well. Goes parallel with that video, so that's pretty cool. $20 for the base game and all of the DLC is an insane value. That's the deal it's been going for, so it's not anything out of the ordinary, but check it out if you are interested in The Witcher 3. Also, there's a good Humble Bundle right now, as well as the Humble Monthly, which is insane. Talked about those in previous videos, but I'll leave those in the description box as well. Moving on to the official 5, coming over from the GOG New Year's resolution sale, they've got a lot of the Telltale games on sale. The Wolf Among Us is 75% off, down to $6.30, and The Wolf Among Us is probably the best Telltale game outside of the Walking Dead titles. You could probably make an argument that The Wolf Among Us is even better than the Walking Dead titles. I only played through season 1 and 2 of The Walking Dead, and I thoroughly enjoyed those games, but The Wolf Among Us is also very good. There's a season 2 coming out, but the first season will get you hooked. Great story, very mature, and a lot of great thematics, obviously based on the Fables comics books by DC. And out of all the Telltale games, The Wolf Among Us probably has the best and most engaging main character, so that's something to like as well. It's $6.30, that's a great price. Walking Dead is on sale as well. Tales from the Borderlands is $6.30. That is one of the surprisingly great Telltale titles. Who would have thought a Tales game crossed with Borderlands would have been good? But I got so much enjoyment out of that game. It's different from Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead in that it doesn't really take itself too seriously. It's a lot of humor, but the humor is on point. It's an absolutely hilarious game. And if you're a fan of the Borderlands titles, a lot of design crossover, so you'll enjoy that as well. Moving on to number 4, also a part of the GOG New Year's resolution sale, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition is 66% off, down to $13.59. Now I know what you guys are thinking, Mush, Divinity Original Sin 2 is already out. Yes, it is, but it is like $45, and that's very expensive. If you want a great RPG, an old school RPG that's still very engaging, $13.59 for Divinity Original Sin is great. At the price point Original Sin 2 is at, yes, I've heard it's a great game, haven't played it myself, but still that price is really expensive. You can get the first title a lot cheaper, and from what I played of Divinity Original Sin, I really dug it. Maybe you'll dig it enough where you'll drop the $45 on Divinity Original Sin 2, but if you want a game that's a cheaper entry point, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition is a great option, and it's one of the better RPGs I've played in recent years. Number 3 is Brutal Legend, 90% off from $15 down to $1.50. Brutal Legend's a really interesting game. This was a game released back in 2009 on PS3 and Xbox 360, later ported to PC, and while it's not a perfect game, it has a lot of interesting gameplay design choices. The story's pretty good, and it's got a lot of humor as well. Unfortunately, it does have a strategy element to it, which I wasn't a big fan of, and I think most that played Brutal Legend would agree with me on that. I haven't played the title on PC, but I did play through it on PlayStation 3, and I enjoyed it for what it was. Definitely not worth the original $60 price, but now at just $1.50, it's a cool game to go back and play through. You can have some fun with it. Moving on to number 2, over on Fanatical now, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor bundle is 75% off, down to $5. This is the typical price you'll pay for Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Now, this bundle includes the base game as well as all of the DLC content, so that's pretty good, and there's a lot of it. Kind of see where the basis for all of the microtransactions came in. They just milked this game with a lot of DLC content, and if you bought the DLC content individually, it would be so expensive. And while Middle-earth Shadow of War did have a lot of controversy surrounding it, Shadow of Mordor was a really enjoyable game, looked great on PC. You're not gonna have to deal with all that microtransaction stuff, and it has some great combat, albeit it does get a little bit repetitive. Reminds me a lot of the Arkham series, but I found it to be very satisfying. And yeah, Shadow of War is probably the better game from its foundation, but if you want to get into the franchise, again, Shadow of War still goes for a relatively high price. I believe on sale it was going for $42, and that's a little bit on the expensive side. Shadow of Mordor for $5. If you're one of the few that have yet to play it, it's definitely worth this price, and again, you get a lot of DLC content on top of it, so that's pretty good. And finally, number 1, I'm gonna have to give it to a pretty underrated game in the Talos Principle. You can pick it up on Steam, 80% off, down from its $40 retail price to $8. Talos Principle was a game released back in December of 2014, and it was a game that was pretty well received, but with styles of games like this that are very unique, very puzzle-oriented, and very driven by its thematics, these games throughout the years, unless they are critically just super well received, really get lost in the shuffle, and I definitely see that with the Talos Principle. It's a game that's really been forgotten about, but even if you look at the Steam reviews, overall reviews at 13,000 and 14 user reviews, it's at 95%, which is overwhelmingly positive, and that goes to show the people that play the Talos Principle really enjoyed it. Visually, it looks great. It's got some great puzzles. Reminds me a little of The Witness, if you guys have played that. A little bit different in that this is more of a sci-fi atmospheric adventure, but very good nonetheless. I should also mention that there is a Talos Principle Gold Edition, and it includes the base game, the soundtrack, and some bonus content and DLC. That's 85% off for $10.89, so if you want to check that out, feel free as well. But a pretty good game that I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't played. So that's gonna wrap up this edition of Top 5 Best PC Game Deals of the Week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Make sure you check out all of GOG's New Year's resolution sale. I believe that sale ends in like 17 hours, so you gotta be a little bit quick about it. But a lot of great games on there, a lot of repeats from the winter sale, but if you missed anything from the winter sale that you want to grab, if you want a DRM free, you can do so over at GOG. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, leave that in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.